The Federal Capital Territory High Court, Maitama in Abuja, on Thursday granted the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, bail in the sum of 50 million naira and one surety who must be a person of reasonable integrity, resident in the FCT Abuja, and owns a landed property within the Abuja Municipal Area Council. The trial judge, Justice Chizoba Oji, made the declaration in a ruling after taking argument for and against the bail application from the parties in the suit. The Attorney General of the Federation in the 3 counts criminal charge marked CR 29725 accused Akpoti-Uduaghan, the sole defendant, of making defamatory statements against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio during a live television broadcast. The charge, which lists Akpabio and the former Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello as nominal complainants, alleged that Akpoti-Uduaghan claimed Bello had conspired with Akpabio to orchestrate her assassination outside Abuja, disguising it as a mob or local attack.
You said that there were plans to kill you, and that the plan was not to kill you in Abuja, but to kill you right there in Kogi State. I'm very certain that you know the magnitude of that allegation, and you know what could become of that if it's not ironclad in evidence.
Shim, I'm glad you did affirm that I'm a lawyer. And even if I'm not a lawyer, I'm a sane individual. And I do stand by what I said. It was part of the meeting, the discussions Akpabio had with Yaya Bello that night to eliminate me. And
to what extent? To what purpose?
Let's say this. Let's ask the Senate President, why in the first instance did he withdraw my security, if not to make me vulnerable to attacks? Mind you, of all the senators there, well, let's just say, we're about 109 senators, but we all have different stories. I have been a high-profile, vulnerable individual because of the nature of politics I've experienced in the year 2018, very violent and dangerous. And I've always had my security, okay? So stripping me of my security simply because I'm suspended illegally, actually, he just positioned me before attacks, and I knew immediately what that meant.
Is that the reason why you think they want to eliminate you?
That's not it. Mind you, I said that there was a conversation. So that happened. I was suspended on the 6th day of March, right? And shortly a week after, which was the 14th, a week and a few days after when he met with him, he then emphasized that I should be killed, but I should be killed in Kogi. And that was one of the reasons why I did not go home on time. I delayed going home because I needed to put some measures on ground. I did write a letter to the Inspector General of Police, and I sent a copy to his WhatsApp. I forwarded the copy to his WhatsApp. He's not responded to that yet. But again, I've spoken on the phone to a number of persons in the security as well. I did notify them. And you see, this is Nigeria. We've had a number of political murders that usually are swept under the carpet, no investigation done. What is important to me is to stay alive, because dead men tell no tales. And God forbid, if I had not come out, and if I don't speak about this, and something happens, and they succeed in their plan, who is going to get justice for me?
How can you make such an allegations of a meeting where you were not present?
I heard it's just like, okay, how again? Like, I tell you, there were actually three conversations that happened that day. I spoke only about 2. The third one was quite minute, which is that they should prepare to field in someone who will, just in case I want to contest in 2027, some strong person who will clinch the ticket from me during the primaries. That's the third part of it. The first was my recall. The second was to eliminate me. The third was to put in someone who would take the ticket from me in 2027 if I want to contest. So if you are doubting the veracity of the killing, yes, then what about the recall that we just experienced? Are you getting my point?
Are you able to prove this? That's the point. I mean, anyone can make an allegation, but the issue is, are you able to prove it when it comes to it?
Let us get to that bridge. I'm hearing that the Senate President wants to sue me for that. I will tell him to go ahead.
The senator is also accused of making defamatory statements about Akpabio during a telephone conversation with Sandra Sidur in Abuja on March 27, 2025. The alleged statement is as follows. The girl that was killed, what's her name? Iniobong, her organs were actually used for the wife because the wife was really ill when they killed the girl, and her organs were used for the wife. The federal government contends that Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan knew or ought to have known that this claim would harm the reputation of Senator Godswill Akpabio. Meanwhile, the Senate President Bello and 4 others have been listed as witnesses in the trial. This channel reported that arraignment of the Akpoti-Uduaghan was initially scheduled for June 3, 2025. However, the strike action of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria stalled the arraignment. Meanwhile, a similar matter is also lodged before Justice Mohammed Umar of the Federal High Court in Abuja. While Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan was slated for arraignment before Justice Umar, she, however, did not appear for the arraignment since the prosecution had not been able to serve her as stated in court. The prosecution, however, applied for a bench warrant to be issued on the suspended senator, which the court refused. At the commencement of the hearing, the counsel of the Attorney General of the Federation, David Caswell, told the court that the matter is for arraignment of the defendant, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan. Natasha was docked and 3 counts read to her. She pleaded not guilty to all the charges. Akpoti-Uduaghan's legal team, led by Professor Roland Otaru, SAN, afterwards informed the court that a bail application filed on May 27 has been submitted to the court. Caswell, however, informed the court that the federal government is opposing the bail application and called the attention of the judge to a counter-affidavit filed before the court to this effect. He proceeded to ask the court to remand the Kogi State Senator to prison as she poses a flight risk. He said, in view of the charge, we will be asking for a remand in a correctional facility. The defense counsel, however, interjected, stating, we already filed an application for bail. We are in court of law for justice. We have a motion on notice dated May 27th. You represent the Ministry of Justice, not the Ministry of Injustice. If your lordship graciously will, we urge your lordship to grant the bail application. This is a case where your lordship has the discretion to grant bail, and nobody can query it. Not even the president can query it, even on self-recognition, because it is not a case of murder. Referencing the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, Otaru added that anybody who is charged with a criminal offense shall be presumed innocent until proven guilty. And she pleaded not guilty. As she is standing there, she is innocent until proven otherwise.
To court, and the fact that she's not even built on self-recognizance, that's something, that should worry every one of us. With all the things that we have going on, how does it mean, why is it that the federal government is not taking on the sexual harassment allegation that were made? Why are they selective in the way they're doing? It is between Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha. On what basis is the federal government coming in when a lot of the petition that Senator Natasha herself had put out has not been done? We can't continue to have selective justice. Selective justice is injustice. And the more this keeps going on, if they can do it to her, who else is safe in this country? We're being told that when something is done against you and you speak out to someone who they perceive as being powerful, even though they are not powerful, remember that the office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. But when it's done to someone perceived to be powerful, the federal government brings out its might. We have terrorists who are out there doing videos every day, insulting us, every day calling us out. The federal government is not doing everything to go after them, but it's to sit down on a case that they have no business with. If it's an allegation has been made and Senator Akpabio feels that an allegation has been made against him, then he should go to court. Why are they using the taxpayers' money on this frivolity that we have right now? And so for me, at the end of the day, is that every Nigerian, we're all on trial. And I will take the words of Senator Natasha. This injustice shall not prevail. It shall not be sustained.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, yes.
Okay, all right.
So, no, sir.
Okay, well, I thank all of you for coming, okay? today is not for long speeches. Our client has been arraigned. She's been granted bail. We intend to cope and comply with the conditions of bail, and we are ready for trial.
Yes.
The matter has been adjourned. Pray for us and wish us good luck. Right?
So are you pleased with the terms of it?
Well, that's not for public comments. But so far, we have her here, responsible, popular, and well conducted.
I'm very grateful to Nigerians for their love, prayers, and support.
Thank you very much.
We love you. God love
Thank you all.
Hi guys. So I may not totally agree with Natasha Akpoti with the way and manner she's gone about these issues, but I mean, if you look at my videos, I've always criticized her, the fact that she hasn't got any evidence to nail Akpabio about it, and if she's got an evidence, I mean, she shouldn't be going to every media, because what I thought was, if you are going to every media to speak about the issue, it means you really don't, the issue doesn't really have substance, and you're trying to build substance by going to every media. That's my thinking, because again, I've studied media very well, and trust me, when somebody really doesn't have anything to hold, they just want to be in your faces so that you could feel empathetic towards her, and then she gains that traction, and then she gains that attention, and then maybe something done happens afterwards. But I have consistently said that she needs someone else who can really advise her to stop the media round. It really doesn't make any sense, because if you really have evidence, go to court straight up and do the needful. However, why is the federal government the one charging her to court? Why is it not Akpabio charging her to court? It doesn't add up. It's not, is it the federal government that was defamed? You know, if you watch again, look, just go back to my videos. I think it's one of the most viewed videos on this channel. Go to my channel and see. I've always said that the government is not going to let this slide easily, because with what she has been saying in the media continuously, it borders more on the reputation of the federal government than just Akpabio. That is the reason why the federal government is coming into this case. It's not because they defamed Akpabio. It's because of the things she has been saying in the media, saying that the Nigerian Senate is what do you call it? It's a cult. It's occultic. And there's several things that has happened, and then you don't know that what you are doing is disparaging the third seat in the country. So now they don't have an opening that, oh, it is because she defamed Akpabio, that is the reason why they are coming. It's not. The reason why federal government is stepping into this case is because of the things that she has been saying in international media. So they didn't to just find a way to shut her up completely. And this particular case now, she cannot talk about it in the media ever again. She can never talk about it in the media. If she does, it's going to be a contempt of court, and which is going to be an issue for her. But my problem is, well, why would the federal government step in when it is a personal matter? Why? Even though I'm speculating about what I have said, though, but it still borders on the thinking that the federal government should have stepped into this matter. I mean, there are ways you can press button in order to make it feel like Akpabio has the weight of the government. After all, he's the third man in the country. But coming the full force and saying federal government versus Natasha for, they say he go kill me. They say he go kill me for Kogi. I mean, come on. It's crazy. I don't know. Tell me what you think, though. I'd love to hear from you as always.